And we are live, everyone. Welcome, welcome to this amazing Monday morning. And people are filing into the room now. So we'll just, blab for a little bit. You guys can hear us. Why don't those of you joining us right now, just give us a shout out. Let us know where you're from. Get familiar with the chat box. Hey, Ron. You guys all see that? Kay and Lauren, Brian, Haley? You guys see the chat screen?
Yep, just switch to it.
Do we need to switch to it?
Yeah, it's got the little gear and the little chat bubble.
Cool.
It says enable chat. That's allow attendees to request.
Is it like over here maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
There we go.
Scott, Colorado, Illinois, Ohio, Connecticut, Australia.
Yeah.
What? What are you doing? That's like that's late night.
You know, that's a place I was telling my husband the other day that I really wanted to go to.
Australia. I have an important question for Catherine. Did you just wake up or are you not going to bed yet? So, what 3 a.m.?
Yo mama from Disney World.
John from Disney World? Is that John?
I have no idea. I don't think he would do that, but I could totally be wrong.
But if he went to Disney World without me, if it's that John, I'm mad at that John.
It very well could be.
Okay.
It is the right way. My gosh.
Oh my, John, all right, you didn't take us? That's not cool. Now I'm mad.
Okay.
Lisa, we should go to Disney World without him now.
I know.
Catherine said, set an alarm. I went to bed super early yesterday.
That's dedication.
You like time traveling? Like, what day is it there? Is it
like the next day? It's tomorrow.
That's crazy. For some reason, my brain doesn't like this situation where she's like a day ahead of me. Hopefully, it's a good day.
That would just mean I'm further behind than I usually am.
So we're gonna get started here. Stephanie is here too, but I see a black screen. I don't see you, your camera, so I don't know if you can we hear you, Stephanie, before we get started? I can't hear her either. She's having technical difficulties. So I'm gonna just go ahead and suggest a complete restart of your computer and then come back in and join us. And hopefully by that time we'll get through the introduction and see if that fixes it. Webinar Jam, sometimes when you go in and out so many times, it gives you a little, it's crazy. It's, this web-based software thing. So like we know at PhotoDay. So for those of you guys joining us today and don't know much about PhotoDay, we are here today with 4 of our users that have been with us pretty much from the very beginning. So you guys seen it go from 1.0 to, I don't even know where we're at now, like 1.3 something maybe, I don't know. We're almost to 2.0. We're trying to get there. So you guys have been there with us from the very beginning. So the point of today's webinar is we're going to have a great discussion with our users and how they've been using PhotoDay to land more clients. And if you want to know more about PhotoDay, we can talk about that at the end of today's webinar. Specifically, today we're going to be focusing on our guests, them joining us, what they have to say, who they are, where they're from, and why they've decided to take their businesses online, and how they've used PhotoDay to gain more clients and expand their business. And at the end of today's webinar, we'll do a Q&A. So if you could if we don't get to your questions during each introduction and question, we will get to them at the end. So if you want to stick around, this will take about an hour, and then we'll have Q&A at the very end for anyone that's curious. So make sure you stay because I'm sure you're going to have questions for our awesome attendees today. So, all right, let's go. So first up, we're going to do this in a certain order. So Haley, you're going to go first. And I'm sure everyone here is wondering, who's Haley? Like, who are you? Where are you from? How'd you start your business? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your studio?
Well, we are in the Panhandle of Florida, halfway between Panama City and Pensacola, in an area known as Destin. Slowly but surely, Destin's become quite famous around everywhere. You just changed the screen. It scared me for a second.
I
But
realized
no,
how small my head was.
yeah, but no, years ago when I was in high school, I actually was a big member of the information technology program. We did digital media, web design, programming, whatever classes I could take while I was there, I did. And afterwards, I bought a camera. Then I shadowed a lady who was retiring. She did a sports team. And I mean, I was doing the grunt work of writing down the names, putting the orders in, and then ordering individually, running the credit cards. I mean, it was a big, drawn out process, but she taught me how to do sports the first time. And next thing I knew, I had most of the teams in the entire area.
Wow. So complete referral based, it sounds like, when you first started out. How many of you guys watching right now can relate to Haley's story? I hear that story all too often. Like, it's a passion turned into a business in this industry, which is, it's what makes it so awesome, right?
Yeah,
sure.
No, definitely. It just was all of who I knew to get started doing it. And once she showed me how to do it, the next thing I did was I went to a continuing education conference a couple years later, and that was by far the best thing I've ever done for my company. While I was there, I got a phone call to put in a bid for 80 teams. Had no idea what we were doing, talked to an actual lab, that had like a volume type system, and we were put in a bid and we won it. And since then we've been doing bigger jobs. So, it's about who you know. And that was another who you know, because someone said, hey, are you going to this conference that's in Sandestin? I had no idea about it. And, but just because I knew someone, they referred me to the conference, and it even got me even further in the industry.
Yeah, continuing education, so important to find out what's the latest and greatest out there at the time. Can't stress that enough. We're all about the education, and I'm sure you guys have some similar stories. Stephanie joined in, so hopefully all her technical issues are resolved here shortly. But in the meantime, Brian, why don't you give us some information about you? Where are you from? How'd you start your studio?
Well, I'm from Springfield, Missouri. We're southwest side of the state. Basically, I've got access to 4 states pretty much right here. So I got kind of started. Basically, I was second shooting for another volume photographer. I happened to be taking my kid to ball one day, and he was doing the photos, and he just looked completely overwhelmed. And so I dropped him a business card and said, here, I do some photography as well. And at that time, I was barely doing, 1 or 2 jobs here and there, mostly seniors and families and kids. But I just dropped him a card and said, if you need help, let me know. And I got a call from him like a week later, and he was buried, and all of his other shooters had other jobs going on and couldn't make he was doing like an 800 kid soccer league. And he's basically cut my teeth on 800 kids. So once I figured out what was going on, it wasn't too hard to figure out the rest of the process. And then he disappeared, decided his commercial work was going better, and got tired of doing it, just kind of landed in my lap. So I picked it up and ran with it. But I'm basically a boutique volume shooter now. I've kind of backed off a little bit of the large league stuff. I still have one that I do. It's about 600 kids, mostly baseball. But I'm still moving them to PhotoDay. Matter of fact, next year I'm hoping that they will go with me on this, and they've been seeing how things have been going. But I mostly do high school sports right now, so it's kind of the Wild West here. Anybody can. It's all booster based, so there's no talking to the athletic director, getting a whole school. So you get one team at one school and another team at another school, and you just kind of jump all over. But I'm slowly gathering. I've got multiple teams now at most of the high schools, so I've kind of grown in that aspect in the last let's see, just the last couple of years even. So that's where I've started.
Wow, that's amazing. And thanks for sharing your story. We'll move on to Kane and Lauren next. You guys I gotta play cameraman and at the same time talk. A true testament to my multitasking ability here. So, hey guys, and why don't you give us, share everybody where you're from and how did you get started in this industry?
Okay, so we're located out of Virginia. The way we got started was basically my wife Lauren. She took a job at a fire. She was in a fire academy, and I was working a warehouse job, 12-hour shifts. I gave that up so she can go and pursue the fire academy. We went down there, did the fire academy, and it was totally not for Lauren. And in the midst of that, I was YouTubing. I was staying up all night, all day when she was at the fire academy because I had nothing to do. And I told her I wanted to buy a camera. And one day I went to Staples. Staples had a T2i on sale for about $350 out the box. So I went and got that. After I got that camera, I told Lauren we're going to do music videos. So we ended up moving back to the mountains. And it's definitely hard to find a job out here unless like
someone has to die basically before you get a job.
Yeah, like yeah. And if you're not doing that, then you're dealing with the farm work, and I'm not the turkey house cleaning kind of guy. So it was like we got to do something to make it happen. So with that camera, I started taking pictures, thought they was good, family stuff, and people was actually like blue. I was doing like Smurf pictures, and they was the creepiest pictures ever. And looking back at it. And after that, we got a call from a school, local school. And we started off with school. We started off doing a teams with the schools and stuff like that, works composites looking back. And basically we had a whole school. And after that, I think we went to sync for the first time. I went to sync. And when I got there to sync, I learned about the volume and things of that nature. And as I came home, we landed our first big league. We didn't even know what we was doing, but we knocked that job out. And ever since then, it's just been going back to sync and, meeting people and talking to people and basically getting it going from there.
Wow, that's great. And what type of photography do you guys, what's your main focus, or what type of events do you guys do?
It's mostly sports now. We like seniors and stuff, so we still keep our seniors, but everything now is mostly just sports and leagues and stuff. So
that is awesome. Awesome. So I don't think I can hear Stephanie. Can you talk? Are you there? Can we hear you? I don't think she can. We can't hear her. She's just a black box on my screen, right? That's all you guys see, right?
Same here. Yeah.
Okay. So I might have to skip over Stephanie. I'm so sorry because we can't see her here. So we'll just go to the next question. And if she can somehow get that worked out, then we'll circle back around. So I guess the next question that we want to know, Haley, is how did you get started with PhotoDay? How did you find out about it? What did you think about it when you first heard about PhotoDay?
Well, it's a typical story. I walked into a bar, but no, seriously, I walked into a bar and I was pregnant and I was sitting at this table with like, if I started naming people at this table, you would know everybody's name. And Lisa was at the table, and unknown to me, I was working on something because the league had totally messed up my job, and I was sober because I was pregnant and I was working on it, and everyone at the table was telling me this was not going to work. I was being dumb. That's not going to work. And I'm like, yes, it will work. Well, this is how Lisa and I met, that night. And then long story short, PhotoDay was in the works. I had no idea about it, but I was basically making my own version of PhotoDay with like 8 different software. And next thing I know, Lisa posted a teaser video about like a month or 2 later, Lisa, after that.
Just February. And at that time we were planning to build PhotoDay and just starting to build it. And then we released that teaser the day after Christmas.
Yeah, well, whatever it was, we had been kind of talking about it. And then she released this video and we've become friends over that. And then I didn't even watch the whole video. I remember watching like 10 seconds of it. And I was already like messaging Lisa, like, I need to know what is this? Like I need it on this. And I know I was one of the first few people to have PhotoDay and be using it. So But like I said, I kind of got started at a bar because that's how I met Lisa. And, you know, I knew something was happening because back then it had a code name and it was not PhotoDay. Because I remember everybody was excited about it, but I had no idea what it was.
But I think the important thing that you mentioned was that you were trying to do some sort of workflow that PhotoDay solved, but with like multiple types of software solutions. Like you were trying to
remember. Yeah, things. I don't remember how many things I was doing, but I was doing a version of PhotoDay with like 8 different things. And so trying to eliminate the order forms, we had already, you know, slowly done that with like what I call our Chick-fil-A system. And you know, we were eliminating things, but then when Lisa told me on the phone about PhotoDay, I remember like in the first 20 minutes, I'm like, I gotta have this. And so like she said, I had several, I want to say it was like 8 things of technology I was trying to put together to make a PhotoDay of my own. And I had no idea PhotoDay was being created. So as soon as I heard about it, I was on board. I had to have it. And we started running every single one of my jobs through it as soon as I had it.
Yeah, and I think I hear that a lot from, and I see it a lot around the Facebook groups as a lot of studios try to kind of accomplish like a new way of doing things or this new online workflow, and they're using so many different resources and trying to get them to talk to each other. And I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's the same challenge we have internally at PhotoDay, just to run the office every day remotely and communicate and escalate issues and things. We're trying to get all our different pieces of software to work seamlessly together. And we really felt like, you know, hey, there's like this opportunity to make this happen for volume photographers. And that's kind of, you know, where it all came from. And so Haley, can you describe like how, since you were already doing online before, and I think that's important for anyone tuning in that doesn't already know that, is that you did traditional, you did like a traditional,
yeah,
like once, so right?
Right. The first job I did, I mean, was scanners and order forms with the labels on them, and the order forms coming back with the athlete and us scanning in the orders as we shot. I mean, I literally went from this, I mean, no offense everybody, it's an ancient way of doing photos. Like when we were going through and we were opening up those dang things to get the money out the next day, me and my best friend were like, what are we doing? Why is this how we're doing it? And then we started the conversation of, I don't even have cash. I don't even have a check. Like, how would we have bought photos? We would have wrote our credit card number down. Like, we were having this conversation, opening up, and this was an 800 kid team league. So you talk about jumping in head first. We did, you know, in regards to volume, but we scanned, we had to get the data. There was data issues for days. The names were spelled wrong. I remember there was 2 Zacharys on separate teams that were swapped. I mean, divorced parent situation. We did that, and then we started doing online prepay, and then I started doing proofing for my high school sports, and I noticed right away that my high school sports, where they could see the images, the orders went up. So pretty quickly, we started adding 2 different versions of the high school photos online for the prepay, and then they could look at them and choose what they wanted. And I was trying to add an incentive, like, oh, if you order in the first 24 hours, then I give you free shipping. So I was trying to do things that, like, you know, PhotoDay allows me to just do in the system, but I was manually having to do it. And then we slowly worked up to what I call the Chick-fil-A system, where they walked up and there was a big banner behind them, and we had no order forms, and we just had a rack card with information, and we told everybody, if you order today, you get prepay, pre-sale discount, which basically was free shipping. Everything was discounted by, you know, you got the free shipping in it. And then they could proof the order online for $5 more, because I told them there was online convenience fees and stuff. But when they walked up, they would literally go, can I get a number 1, a fry, and a statuette? And I noticed right away, by just eliminating the piece of paper, our order averages shot through the roof that day. And I mean, it was amazing, because someone else would come up and say, what did she just get? I'll get the same thing. That was usually the men, but it happened. And then we noticed that system made it easier with no order forms. But then when we started doing the online prepay, we had at least 100+ parents for every league do the online prepay, and then the orders kept rolling in. So once I was handed PhotoDay, we took off with it because I'd already been doing it. And so we just converted everybody over, no questions asked.
So can you share with everyone, when you implemented PhotoDay and got the hang of it, and, you know, I think customer education was, you know, something that you were used to because you were already trying to implement these new methods as a new business owner. And starting out, you were just constantly trying to break the old way of doing things and make it easier for you and the customer. But since you've implemented all of that, you know, how has PhotoDay helped your business really? And, you know, how many new clients or organizations, or can you share with us how that's helped you grow your business?
So education is key. I'd be lying if I said you guys are going to show up day one and you're going to do great. PhotoDay will just do it for you. That's not true at all. Everybody on your crew has to know start to finish how to PhotoDay. They have to know the access codes. They have to know, oh, if you text it today, you're going to get the advanced pay option for free shipping. Everyone needs to be rehearsed in that. And so what I've always made my crew do is we have a demo gallery, or I'll create a new gallery, and they go through the motions, and I will post photos in there and I'll activate it so that they see firsthand this is what's going to happen to the client, so that they know and they can kind of play with it, because they have to know that. So every member on my crew has to opt into a gallery when it's in advanced pay and see, you know, that start to finish. We have rack cards with information. They're cheap. They are much less expensive than, you know, any order forms. On one side, it's got, you know, the advanced pay information. It's got usually the step-by-step guide on the back of it. If there's a team mom meeting, I will print, you know, just regular paper things from Sign 365 and have them delivered that have on one side, here's your tips for PhotoDay, and on the back side, it has the diagram. Lisa, what's that form called that you guys have the order? Is it the order process thing?
The how-to PhotoDay?
Yeah, the one with the images. I put that on everything, guys. That is on the back of my rack cards. That is on the team parent meeting flyer. It goes out with any information. One of the big things we do is when we release the schedule for PhotoDay, because I do it, we make sure that the information's there and then the how to PhotoDay is there. And we really, really push the advanced pay. But once you get one organization educated on it, it grows. So, I mean, even the military ball we did the other week, you know, I had parents coming up saying, just like, you know, Little League photos. And I'm like, yeah. So they would grab a card and they knew what to do and they would go do it, you know, away from me. So education's key. And to answer the other part of your question, Lisa, about jobs, we've booked one school and we're tiptoeing into schools. We booked one school of, it's got 125 kids in it. They're hoping to have 200 this year. And then we have a huge Christian school here that's pre-K all the way through high school. I used to do their sports. They had an athletic director change, and they are not happy. They got back with us today. They have someone for this year, but they're going to let us come in and start doing our sports. And then next year we should have the entire school. So that is a huge one for us. I mean, that's a big job. And, you know, in the email, we kind of put in there the text options and just the general information. And she said, we need this information. We need a proposal from you guys because we'll be looking to switch next year.
That is awesome. Well, thank you, Haley, for that. Stephanie, since you're here, can you talk? Can we hear you now?
I just turned the microphone on. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Fine.
Hey, hello.
Welcome, welcome. It looks like you might have low signal. Maybe that's why it's low bandwidth, but we can hear you.
Woohoo! That's better than nothing.
Well, better late than never. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what type of photography do you do?
Hi guys, I live in this, so really, really big city. There are tons of photographers in the area. Mostly I'm in dance studios and beauty pageants. A few dance studios this last year, and I'm just starting to use PhotoDay for beauty pageants. I did my first test this last weekend, so I'm still kind of figuring out that system. I've only done volume for a couple of years, and this year was my first year doing PhotoDay, obviously, and it was a huge success. I booked more studios because of it, and And everything sold so much better because of it too. So
we can't wait to hear more about that later. So thank you for sharing. And then I'm going a little bit out of order because I wanted to get you in order as much as I could. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get Brian up on the screen because we would love to hear from you, Brian, and how you found out about PhotoDay and how'd you find out about us and what did you think and tell us all about it.
Well, I kind of found out about it just, I don't know, through multiple different Facebook groups that I was in, and just, it got mentioned. So immediately, I had already been trying, like Haley, to solve a whole ton of problems with a whole ton of different applications. And I had to get off the hamster wheel. It was driving me nuts. Nothing was working right. And once I saw what was going on with PhotoDay, I thought, this really could be my solution to getting all of these problems solved in one application, one service, versus having a lab and then an online supplier and then multiple different product suppliers for different things. So if my lab didn't have something, I went to somebody else and got it. It was it was daunting. Obviously, I'm a single shooter. I have high school kids that work for me. So when I go to a shoot, it's just I'm the shooter and I've got everybody else doing everything else. And I was starting to lose. I'm basically started to lose high schoolers as they graduate. So I needed something that I could stop getting, stop having to take money, stop having to worry about, well, this high school kid stood me up, so now I'm doing all of it. That was a disaster and a mess. All of those things that that I was trying to solve, it looked like PhotoDay was really going to be the answer. And so basically got rid of I tried Shootproof and Pixie Set and Cloud Spot for delivery, for digital delivery. I was trying to offer that when nobody else was at the time, and so there was really no good way to implement it all in one spot. And it was becoming, overwhelming. So this was a great solution, I hoped, and I jumped on board as soon as I could. Doing high schools, I don't usually get a lot of parent involvement, so I really have to market, through email and texting, and that text feature was really important to me because I don't generally get, everybody's email, but I'll definitely get a cell phone. So if I can get that text message out to people, it's great. That was really kind of why I jumped on board, and it helped solve tons of problems for my small business, and it's actually helped me grow quite a bit through losing one league and then growing into I've got 5 more now. So
that
it's
was
really been
a question. Like how have you how many new clients have you gotten using PhotoDay, or what is more importantly, what's the organizations that that have adopted the new PhotoDay method and the system? What do they think? What's their reaction?
Actually, I've gauged that. I put out basically a little questionnaire. What can we do better? What did you like about the new system? Did you want to go back to order forms? Resoundingly, everyone was thrilled. About the only thing I heard was that they didn't hear about it fast enough. Well, that's because that particular league was controlled by the coach, and I wasn't allowed to have access to all their contact information. That's changed. I now have everything I need, and that ease of just being able to view and the multiple, being able to pick out their photos. That was their favorite part of the whole thing. They're like, we're so happy that we can see, you take 6-8 pictures of our kids, and then we only get to see the one that you picked up for us. So, being able to see that was probably their biggest plus for switching. And because of that particular team, I now have 6 more, and I'm in talks with 3 more high schools for different teams inside the high school. So,
wow.
That's growing pretty fast. It's actually starting to spiral.
So, That's awesome. So let's see. We got Kane and Lauren. Same question for you guys. How did you hear about PhotoDay? And tell us how you got started with it. How did you start with implementation into your business?
Righty. We heard about PhotoDay. Like, I think I seen it at first on some of the groups and stuff like that. The video you guys had, like, you know how it comes on. PhotoDay? You want to hear about PhotoDay? I need to do that voice next time. So I learned about it with that, and I start talking to Lauren. Y'all was at a convention, and I don't think I was able to make it to that one, but y'all came to Sync. And when you came to Sync, y'all spoke about it, and I already knew Haley. We had formed that relationship through Destin. So when I came, Haley over there like, yo, y'all had the whole PhotoDay field and everything going. Y'all was taking pictures, showing how it worked and stuff like that. And I'm a New Jerseyan, so it's things got to get ran past me at least 2 or 3 times before I'm like, let's make this switch. And we was getting a text when I got home, and then I showed it to my wife Lauren, because basically, like, she's the brains, I'm just the shooter, the photographer. I'm just the photographer. Let me stop using that shooter word. And basically, I ran it past Lauren, and when I ran it past Lauren, I'm like, look. This is PhotoDay, and me and Lisa, we sat down at Sync 2, and we talked a little bit, and you gave me a little background on it and everything like that. And I came home, told it to Lauren, told her how I beat the PhotoDay guys in basketball and all that other stuff. Propped Haley up.
Lies.
And I showed it to Lauren, and Lauren was instantly for it. She talked to Haley several times. Haley contacted us, and she like paved the way for so many others. And she's just on call. And Lisa's too. But basically I showed it to Lauren, and Lauren was like, we have to go this route because of the simple fact that
he didn't get the headache I was having before.
Yeah, let me get this plug.
I did.
Before it was just, I was doing everything behind the scenes. Kane took the pictures, but I did everything else. So I was doing data. I was trying to figure out who was who. And there are times, as you all know, when you do data, you might get someone at a place. You might have a dad come in with a son, and then he must have come back in a 3rd or 4th time with another kid, and then your cards get out of order. And then, I'd be thankful if I had a Hispanic kid come through just so I could kind of match up, okay, this is Sanchez. Because, you go through that line, it's like all these names, and then if I see a Hispanic name, I'm like, okay, I should have a Hispanic kid here. I shouldn't have to do that, but with PhotoDay, I don't have to do any of that. So I don't have to worry about data. I don't have to, it just cut the time down on everything.
Yeah.
So I do everything at home, So
this sounds to me that you've had more time to work on your business and how to expand your business. So can you just give us a teaser before we get to the next question? We'll ask details on how you've expanded with PhotoDay, but how much have you expanded since using PhotoDay?
Well, mind you, we do live in a very small area, so we're not like in a Houston. We're like in a very rural area. But since we've been using it, we've probably used it maybe 6 months now, I'd say. But we've landed every new league, and we've landed about 6 to 8 new leagues, I believe, all through PhotoDay. As soon as they see like the PhotoDay, they're like, okay, we're sold. They don't have to see anything else, because a lot of leagues we see now, they don't want to hand out order forms. They don't want to really help out with anything. They just, I guess, most of them are volunteers, so they don't want to have to do anything extra than what they already have to. So we tell them they don't have to do anything. It's an easy sell.
And the biggest thing too is like what Brian said too about the parent get behind you and they see you click just to get the best expression. You take 4 to 6 pictures, and then you give them the picture you want, and they like, can I see the other pictures? Like, no, you can't see the other pictures. But with PhotoDay, the time is just so efficient. We're able to go in and get about 3 pictures. We might up that soon. We watching what Haley do, the natural and the green screen. So we're trying to implement that and give them more options. But
every time
parents
are like, is this it? Are we done? Like, they can't believe it. Like,
yeah.
Most of our teams are not like, yeah, it's like, oh my God, this can't be true. But yeah, the parents love it, because before they're waiting for like probably hours.
Yeah, we have our last league shot. We had a lady come up to us, and we did her kids, and we got them together. She went and got the other kid, and we did it. And we was like, oh, y'all done? You can go home now. She was like, what is this wizardry y'all do?
That's so funny. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. So, Stephanie, what about you? How'd you find out about PhotoDay? And how did you start implementing it? What made you decide to implement it?
For the most part, I found out about it through Facebook, like everybody else. I'd done one studio 2 years in a row, and I wanted to add more, but I couldn't figure out how. And I saw it mentioned in a Facebook group and just decided to just go for it. And then I started cold Facebook messaging, essentially, dance studios in my area. And I got 4 more just on the idea of PhotoDay. They loved that they didn't have to deal with order forms, or their big thing was delivering directly to parents was the biggest seller for PhotoDay for me. Dance studios hate that. Every year they end up with tons of extra pictures that people don't pick up, and this eliminates all of that.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm shooting, it's just me. I've tried doing having a monitor and viewing pictures beforehand so I can try to sell more pictures, more poses, because especially with dance, the pose is everything. And my favorite thing about PhotoDay is I can take 3 poses of each kid and do it really relatively fast. And then the parent gets to choose everything at their leisure later on. It's been fantastic because parents who have kids in dances of 5 or 6 different costumes, they can choose their pose that they want. They can make their own memory mates if they want. They can completely customize it. They've loved it. It's been fantastic. So much better than just viewing on a screen there when they're feeling rushed and we only have so much time and there's more kids wanting to take their picture. The parents are so much happier.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
On the back end.
Just
on the back end.
Go ahead. I'll get you more.
Okay. I've loved how on the back end there's no time that I have to spend. It's just upload and I'm done. It took me at least a month after the shoot last year for one studio, not even as big as the one that I did last year, or this year, I mean. And it took me a whole month to get everything even ordered. So I love how the parents are handling all of that.
So it's to say that last year, while you were doing all that processing, you weren't trying to tell new dance studios about.
I wasn't able to take any other clients for anything. That was all I was working on for a month. And it did not pay me enough for that. So I'm finally getting paid for that. So woohoo!
Woohoo! We all like to get paid for our work we put in.
Yep.
That's the good thing, right? I think one thing I wanted to share before we get to the next round of questions is, I've been doing the living and breathing PhotoDay for, we're in our 3rd year now, only in the 1st year since going live, but we spent a lot of time planning it. And when we went live and you guys all started using PhotoDay, and it's not just you, it's a lot of our users, and you message me with these small little victories and you share all these positive moments and how it's helping your studio, like that just goes so far at PhotoDay internally with all of us working on the back end of the project, trying to get you everything you need to get to those victories. Like, I feel like it's such a team effort with all of us. And the reason that we decided to do this webinar was because we've heard you guys share so many of those awesome stories with us. We're like, man, other people need to hear this, because as you guys know, the end of spring and the end of fall is when you're like trying to dig out of the trenches, and you hear like so many people go, I can't even catch up. I'm in so much busy work and I can't even think. And then you just want to check out after that before you even start. And I think all of you, I can say for the most part, I have not heard any of that after this spring. You're just like, yeah, still going, looking through business now. Like, no frustration.
It takes all the stress off. It's not stressful anymore.
It's pretty
I
cool.
was before, like, no more. You got to stop. I can't handle no more. But now it's like, okay. I can
like,
do this.
More. That's what we're at. We're like, give us more. We can do more. So.
Yeah, it's freed me up to take on more stuff. I'm spending a lot more time looking at my marketing, trying to gain more and go after more. It's allowed me even to get to do bigger stuff just on my own. As Stephanie is also a single shooter, we have issues with volume. Literally, the larger the volume, the more people you need to do it efficiently. But if I'm sitting there handling, writing out order forms and writing the number and looking at the camera and all of that stuff, that takes 30, 40 seconds longer per kid. That's 2 more poses I could get. And those 2 poses are going to bring me more money than that writing that stupid number down on that order form. And then the back end of it, of course, it saves you a ton of time from going through and ripping open those stupid little, envelopes and peeking in there and hoping somebody stuffed some cash in there, or they paid you in quarters,
You guys are on your studio panel now. Like, you're taking screenshots, like, more orders coming in.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love how I don't have to keep track of each kid. That's the best thing. I don't have to know everybody's name and everybody's face.
Well, you're not working on the data. Like, the data normally comes in and it's like 9 o'clock the night before, and they're like, oh, we just added 4 more, or we switched this, or we switched that. And then you get there the day up and they're like, oh, we had 2 more join in today. And you're like, well, when was your sign up? Like, why am I still getting new data as I'm shooting this? So that's completely gone.
Well, that would mess up your barcode system completely by not having kids show up when they're supposed to. So then you're like, I'm off,
Right.
Okay, well, we got some exciting things to share the last part of this webinar, now that we all know each other and how we're using PhotoDay. So, we know that one of the best ways to expand your business is to add new organizations, new leagues, new schools, new clients in general, because they come in numbers. So we want to talk about how PhotoDay has helped you do that. Specifically, Haley, why don't you pretend to give us a pitch? Like, if we're a new league,
now?
Yeah, come on, I'm going to put you on the spot. So people want to know, how do you share this new process? And then I'll share some of the resources that you've created to get this message out through content marketing on social and email. But why don't you pitch us? Pretend we're a board. Kane's the president.
All right.
Treasurer. I don't know what I am. I'm just a random coach. So
you're an annoying coach that's there to vote but doesn't do anything.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so I'm doing a league.
Yeah.
So first of all, everybody, we look at our jobs with leagues and organizations differently than most. When we show up to do a job, we want to be a partner with the organization. We don't do any kickbacks. We don't do anything like that. As most of you are, we're business owners, and we like to show up and do a great job, and that's hard to do if we're already showing up and part of our money's gone for the day. So what we do is we have yearly agreements where for each agreement you get different incentives, such as discounts on banners, sponsorship products, and we'll be out there opening day doing all the photos. The best part about our photo system is every parent is going to be happy. We don't have paper. We don't have order forms. We need you guys to send out 3 emails, and that's it. The only data that we need from you is your teams, their coaches' names, the opening day schedule, and how many kids are on each team. If 80% of the teams show up on PhotoDay, we will donate an 8x10 plaque. And as part of our partnership, we always ask that you give us a team out there, and we'll be more than happy to cover your opening day ceremonies. But the best part about our ordering system is we don't need any data. Your parents can look at every image we choose. They'll receive a text notification from us by opting in. We do have shipping fees and sales tax added on at the end of our orders. But if your parents advance pay, they do get free shipping. So they just have to do that before we publish the images online. Images should be online within 48 hours after your photo day, where parents can view, purchase. So if we shoot Saturday, they're usually on Monday morning. If your parents order Monday morning, they will have them by Thursday or Friday at the absolute latest. It's completely hands-off from the league and organization. If a parent has an issue and all you got to do is give me a call, but I guarantee you guys all have a list of parents that are a pain in your butt. That's the parent that's going to complain about us. So just let us know, because we'll work it out with them. And, even if I got to give them some free photos, I will. And that's usually what we say to get them in there and do the partnership. And then I usually have them opt into text 90738, and you're going to use the code SBDemo as in SB Photos, and then you'll see examples of photos that we've taken, as well as not the advance pay, but the gallery as if it was online.
Yeah, it's true.
They do that, and you're like, done.
Kane, what question do you have as the president of this league?
All right. So we're used to around here, around these parts, we're used to, God giving us something back, 10%, 20%. Do you do that? You don't do that, huh?
No, I don't do that, because with us, you're going to get 100% of us working that day. Just like if you were showing up to a job and they wanted a kickback or something like that, it's hard to get out there and do your best and bring your A game. So what we do is we come up, we do Photo Day our way. But we currently give away $1,000 in sponsor credit. And so basically what the sponsor credit is your sponsorship plaques. You can use them towards your sponsor banners. We usually print a thicker quality banner, and that can also go towards coach photos if they want photos. We do coach and me photos, buddy photos. So there's a dozen ways where we can work with you as a partner.
Yeah, so you're definitely tying your incentives back to participation to help push that buy rate forward.
Yes.
Which I really like. It's a really smart way to do it. I want to show.
I don't give them anything for being there. And then if they say the kickback thing, I'm like, well, kickbacks are, kind of being perceived as illegal, especially with you guys being a nonprofit, so we're going to give you guys credits more so than anything. And once we start talking to them, and honestly, you get more respect doing that. I mean that honestly. As soon as I'm like, I'm not giving you crap to take your photos, they're like, whoa, okay, the other person's kissing my butt, giving me 20% of sales, offering me free ice cream, and they're not giving me anything. And they start taking you more seriously.
So you went and designed this new playbook for your business, and how you're getting out there and getting out in front of leagues. So I just wanted to share this. It looks really cool. It's like a magazine cover that Haley has created, all about her business. I love how you took the sports edge and did it like a magazine. It just totally makes it updated. And then why don't you talk about these key points that you have inside of your pitch that is going out to these new organizations? What you're explaining, how you're explaining it.
Yeah, so we wanted to give them 5 reasons, because 10 could be too many, 20 is way too many. So we wanted, 5 quick reasons. And the first one's happy parents, because every organization has parents that aren't happy in some way, shape, or form. They whine, they complain. I've coached, I've been on a board, I've ran an organization. Parents just do this. That's all they do. So we wanted to stress the happy parents, and we kind of went into why using our system is going to make your parents happy. Then we said no order forms. No order forms make everybody happy. The only place you fill them out is at a doctor's office and Photo Day. It's pretty stupid if you ask me. And actually doctor's offices are now pretty electronic. But there's no data that we need. We don't need any personal information, addresses, phone numbers, anything like that. And we've booked 2 leagues off of that statement alone. Like the second we say that, the privacy issue is completely gone. We're fast and we're right. And what I mean by that is there's no data, so we're not going to mess up anything on our end. And we are fast because we're not having to fight data. And then great communication leads back to the text marketing that Photo Day allows me to provide. That as long as they opt in, we're going to be great at communicating with them because we have a way to do so. And then the other thing is just how it works. That's a huge thing of explaining the diagrams that Photo Day has given. If you guys are not downloading the videos, the diagrams, the flyers, I mean, it's a full marketing set where, in the beginning, Lisa's like, what do you need? And I'm like, I need this. And there was a group of us that told Photo Day exactly what we needed to sell it. And this guide is a huge thing. On the first job I did, we had no advance pay. I don't remember what all we didn't have, but we didn't have advance pay, and we didn't have a guide like this. And after that job, that's where we started talking about how a guide like this would be huge. So I highly recommend y'all print off these guides, have them on the back of rack cards or flyers, because this is that parent education that is key to the success. And once the league sees how it works, like laid out, it's visually in front of them, so it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and then I wanted to show a video to you guys. And I think the other way Haley reaches a lot of her organizations is through social media. So she created this video with her staff and put it out on social media, I think Facebook, and you boosted it, right?
Oh, I boost most everything. I boosted the event we did this weekend because it had all 4 high schools alumni basketball players in it, and so I boosted it to those towns specifically. So boosting's key. You just got to know who your target audience is and who's going to like it, and you got to aim for it. So this boost in particular went to my bigger cities with my bigger leagues.
All right, cool. So I'm going to play this really quick.
Want easy photo day? This is why you choose SB Photo.
Contact us today and find out how SB Photos makes your league day organized, efficient, and stress-free.
Going over those same key points that you were using in your printed stuff, right?
Right. It was, I want to say, one easy photo day. This is why you choose SB Photos. No order forms was the first one. Order the photos you want, not the ones we choose, I think is what he said. Order on Monday, receive tracking information via text or email. And so it just went through those main points of, get the photos you want, not the ones I choose. And that's been a huge target. I tell them, I'm like, even when I pitch, and I didn't do it in my impromptu pitch a minute ago, normally I say something along the lines of, why am I choosing the photo of your child? As a parent, I would never want any of y'all to choose the photo of my child. No offense, guys. I don't want y'all to. Same reason I don't want to choose it for other parents now. But yeah, I just kept hitting those same 5 points, and we boosted it to areas where people would see it and it would just kind of grab their attention. And the main reason I used my crew was because I tagged all their parents in it too.
Okay. Let's see. Let's move on here because we're getting close. Brian, why don't you, thanks for that, Haley. Brian, why don't you give us your pitch? How are you presenting PhotoDay to new organizations out there? What resources are you using?
I'm using their team forum. So if I can post a link or post basically a link to my landing page for Volume Sports, just trying to get my exposure out there. Even if I don't know anybody or have a contact on that team, I can at least go to their team page and then send them a message through the team page. Usually it's a booster parent or a coach that's running that page. Somebody's going to see it. So if I can just click that, put that link in there. I've had a lot of contacts through just throwing my link in their page, and they, all of a sudden I get a phone call or I'll get a reply back from them, and we'll start a conversation. A lot of things around here, word of mouth is still big, but I'm starting to use Instagram a lot more. I played a little bit this weekend this week with I just shot some football photos, did a quick turnaround promo piece to get, basically I'm using it to drive parents and students to be excited about signing up for the galleries if they're really excited about the image that I just created. Can you imagine what they're gonna look like when they see the actual images? So I'm trying to just a quick promo piece, put that out on Instagram. Tag as many people, as many groups as you can that have that similar need. And it's just, I've already gotten just this week, let's see, out of just that one little post, 22 new followers. I'm not necessarily worried about likes, but that's already driving more people to my Instagram page, just having that cross posted through Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I've already had parents contacting me. Hey, I didn't get the information. How do I see the photos? And I just send them the text link. Say, here, text this link to, 90738, and here's the code. And starting to see some signups. We've got a few, but like I said, it's only that was just for seniors. I was trying to get I'm still trying to get the full contract over there, but unfortunately, LT still has that. So that's
they take time. As long as you keep trying, you're going to end up with it.
Well, I mean, they've already every parent as well that has seen that little promo piece that I did, as well as I got contacted by the coach. He says, hey, can I use that? I mean, the coach asked me, can I use that? So absolutely, not a problem. More than happy. Took me 30 minutes. And if that gets put up in the school, I'll get 2-3 more coaches saying, hey, who did your photos? So it's just social branding and social networking still through all the different methods. But cold calls, still work. So, I mean, I basically tell them, you know, if I got a cold call the other day, I said, what can you do for us for pictures? And I said, well, who were you using before and what were your biggest issues? And so they'll list them, or they'll say, well, we really, we're just looking for somebody new. And I said, well, why don't you can just kind of forget everything you ever knew about picture day. Basically forget about forms, forget about, handing out pictures at the end. Advance pay, you get free shipping. So, that's one of my big things.
Can I share that web page that you have?
Yeah,
that shows that? I'm going to share that with everyone because it sounds like you're talking about it. So I wanted to go ahead and share what this looks like. Let me go back to the top because I was scrolling. But here's Brian's amazing web page. Go ahead, Brian.
It's a Sticky Folios landing page. It's just a basic landing page from Sticky Folios. I actually make a Sticky Folio page for each team or each group that I shoot, and it's got all of their information. This is my basic one for just sending out to get new business. But I make one once I land the business. I make a landing page specific to their group, and it's got their time, their shoot day schedule, the links. It's got the How to Photo Day video in it. I'm going to be putting the new one in there shortly. This has got a gallery in it, kind of shows them my work, kind of gives them the basic walkthrough. But that's the kind of stuff that they're looking for when they contact me. So this is basic info, and then when they say, hey, let's do this, I go ahead and put together a full page for them.
Yeah, I love your like how you individually park a page using that Sticky Folios as a resource for each gallery. I think it's really powerful. And getting all the communication out there. It's just one thing you have to share, and then it's done.
Right, and I can track that. They have Sticky Folios has a statistics meter, and you can go in, and it's not real granular, but it'll show you, unique versus, unique views versus, how many total views. So you can tell day by day, if I show up today and I've got 2 views, and I showed up tomorrow, I've got 35, I'll know the coach finally sent out the email with all the stuff in it. But anymore, I'm requiring that communication to be part of what I get before I even shoot. Actually canceled the shoot last month. They wouldn't give me the data, and I just said, listen, I can't make any money if people don't know that I exist. If they don't know how to contact me.
They have to know that picture day is coming, and you got to be out in front, or you're just going to go out there and waste your time. And I think it's part of our frustration. A lot of us have been there. I've been to, we've done entire schools, underclass, and photographed 1,000 students, and like 5 brought order forms. So all been to the major failure events back in the day when I was doing it too. So when you guys tell me those stories, I'm like, oh man, I can somewhat relate. So I have a demo gallery as well, just like Haley does. Just a quick demo when I'm going and presenting. I have everybody at the board meeting take out their phone and text the code for the demo, and they can look at it and ask me questions right then and there, and that way I can answer any question they have before this becomes an issue. Their biggest thing is usually shipping. We don't want our parents having to pay shipping. And I said, well, you buy anything online and there's shipping. So, it's got to get to you somehow. So I'll give you that opportunity. With advance pay, you get free shipping. If you buy, open the gallery now, I usually put the demo in advance pay back again when I'm setting it up. And they can go in and look at it, and they're like, what's this advance pay? So, well, if you pick a package or pick a dollar amount, it's like a gift card. You can go ahead and select, say $20 and just buy that. And that $20 secures you getting free shipping. So that usually takes that concern off the board. It's no longer an objection, and you've addressed their issue. If you're given the opportunity, that's where you go is advance pay. After that, I do it's a 48-hour, like 10% off the gallery, and then I swap out the price sheet with one that's 10% higher.
So.
Cool. Kane and Lauren, why don't you tell us your pitch? How have you picked up all this new business in the last few months? What resources have you used?
PhotoDay. Basically, the thing with us is that we're starting to see is with our competition, you have to stay relevant. So half of the leagues that we're picking up, paper order forms is something that they do not want anymore because the competition they have online with the old school 100 backgrounds, like it's sports, and then they may have like an opera background in the back and all this other stuff like trailers and stuff that don't even go with sports, but they give you like 100 options. And with PhotoDay, it allowed us to be competitive because we are now able to, like I said, take those 3 photos and then post them. Before it was just paper order form, you get 1 photo and that's that. So you can't compete with somebody that's giving you multiple or that's giving you a certain platform online. So PhotoDay, like I said, PhotoDay, it's been a game changer for us, you know, and what we do, we just walk in and it's like, we present both. Like you could get with this or you could get with that. You could get with this or you could get with that. And we show them,
Every time they pick PhotoDay.
yeah, every time they pick PhotoDay. And we have a sample gallery also. We go through everything and show little products and all that type stuff. But then we just basically say, all right, now everybody in here got a cell phone, right? And then they be like, yeah, we got a phone. Like, you know, text 90738. Here's the code. And the next thing you know, you hear the phones pinging, ping, 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 ping. And like, oh, wow, this is the photos? Yeah, this is how you guys can go ahead and order. And they look at the quality of the photo right there. They look at everything. And usually, like, they'd be like, well, we got to talk as a board and we give you a call. And like, as soon as we're walking out the door, they'd be like, you got the gig. So it's just a game changer. And
we also have a video that we asked the league to share because we always had a few people that, like older people, or still don't know how to use stuff quite the right way. But we have a video that we use some of y'all's clips from, and we kind of made it our own. But it kind of shows the gist of it, how to go through it all. And I mean, that's pretty much what we do. And then we always make ourselves available. People need to call us and talk about it. I know that we had a league this year and the guy was like, the president, he said, oh my gosh, last year I had like 10 to 20 complaints. He said, this year I haven't had any. Like,
yeah,
I mean, they love it.
Well, I know you guys made a great video for social media about your business, and I wanted to share that with everyone today. So hopefully this one will play for everybody if I'm post to YouTube link. But I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you guys because I think the important part that I hear from all of our most successful users is they're constantly creating content and sharing it and just putting it out there. And it's not just PhotoDay stuff. PhotoDay stuff is great for the educational part, the how-tos, but you guys are like coming up with your own stuff that's so creative and so awesome to draw them in. That's so new and so different. It's not just the platform, it's how you restructured your business and you're focusing on photography again, which is why I think your video is so amazing. So I'm gonna play that now. Let's see. Here we go, play video.
Hey, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kane, and we are CL Photos, and we just wanted to let you all know what's new with CL Photos this year.
Yes, we are so excited to introduce our new ordering system to our leagues and our teams.
And we appreciate each and every one of you that help us make PhotoDay a success.
With our new ordering system, PhotoDay is a breeze.
A what?
It's a breeze.
So look, say goodbye to paper order forms. You can now view your child's pictures with our online proofing that comes directly to your cell phone.
Yes, you can pick your packages, you can pick your poses.
Everything is fully customizable.
Yes, we have several templates for you to choose from this time.
Yes, and you also can track your orders directly to your doorstep. And it gets even better. Hold on, wait! What's the best part?
What is the best part?
The best part is you can do all of this from your cell phone,
your tablet,
or at home on your computer.
Yes, check out how now.
Introducing PhotoDay. It's 100% online and totally convenient. Basically, we're bringing Picture Day to you. Here's how it works. You text the PhotoDay access code, and we'll keep you up to date on everything related to your child's Picture Day. You can also get a jump on it by purchasing an advance pay credit. You can apply it to your order when you're ready to purchase. And on picture day itself, don't worry about anything. We've got it taken care of. We'll let you know when your photos are ready. For the best experience, download the PhotoDay app from whatever app store you use, or just use PhotoDay from any web browser. Finding your kids' photos is super quick with PhotoDay. You can view the entire gallery, or just search by tags, or by our exclusive Face Find feature. You can then pick your favorites, and then choose from a catalog of professional photo products carefully chosen by your photographer. You can even customize each product, crop your photos, choose themes, or fill in any other details. After that, just check out, relax, and wait for your photos to arrive. And that's it. Easy, right? We thought so. PhotoDay. We bring picture day to you.
And we just upped our prices a little bit more. That's all we did.
Hey guys. Oh no, Stephanie disappeared, and I was about to go call on her next. Oh no, no. Are you? Can you still hear us, Stephanie? Okay, so we'll finish up with you, Kane and Lauren. But yeah, that was hopefully you guys all got a chance to see that video. Super creative, and again, like, it's grabbing people's attention, and people are going to share it, and then more people will see it, and that's what content creation is all about. Make it fun, make it relatable for your target audience, which I definitely think that one was. It was so fun and so great. And then, you know, it draws people back into your businesses, and that's like such a great thing. So let's see. Stephanie is not here. I don't see her.
She's done.
I think she's gone again. Oh my gosh. So I just want to make sure everyone attending right now had a chance to see that. If not, we can always post the YouTube link here in the chat, or maybe Marissa, if you're still sticking around here, you can do that for me and just post it in the chat. But we wanted to get some Q&A answered, since I'm so sorry Stephanie's not here to share her stuff. Well, she's left now. I think she was having technical problems from the very beginning of this all. But we had some great questions earlier, and I think John posted one. You know, he has to include shipping costs in all packages in order to afford that advanced pay incentive. So basically, he has to, you know, probably inflate the price of packaging. I know with traditional order forms, when the studio that I worked at, we first started going with a ship-to-home program, we had to do that for some of our leagues, bury the shipping costs into the price of the packages. But that got so complicated when it came to reporting and what's taxable and what's not taxable. And we were losing so much. And then people wanting to combine orders, but you really couldn't because moms, you know, sometimes have more than one kid in the same league. And how does that work? And there's all these different layers to it. So instead of including it in the package, it was an incentive. You know, with PhotoDay, it's applied after the fact, but maybe you guys can share some insight, Haley or Brian. I know you guys do the free shipping thing a lot. Like, how are you justifying that cost?
Brian,
I justify it by the fact that if they're buying anything at all, they're going to end up buying multiple poses no matter what. You know, my average order value's gone up, you know, almost double from what it was when I was doing paper forms. So by that rationale, I can afford to give them free shipping, and by that, you give them a little, and they're going to spend more. So they think, hey, I'm getting free shipping. Well, the shipping doesn't cost me anymore. Matter of fact, the more stuff that they buy from the lab, if you hit, I think, like $10 worth of lab cost product, I think it drops it from $4.95 down to $3.95 in some of these labs cases. But you know, for my actual cost of shipping. So I'll spend $3.50 to, you know, have them spend an extra $20. You know, it's a fair trade-off. I'll take 70% more.
Yeah, and for me, it was in the packages because we were already doing the ship to home, because I delivered a bunch of photos my first year and they disappeared. Divorced dad took it from mom, or they were behind the nacho stand. I had 4 teens that went behind the nacho thing, and they found them like a year ago, and they blamed me for the longest time for them. But it was in our pricing. The sales tax was in the shipping. So when I went online, they get that incentive. They have the option to get free shipping. And then I just kind of kept my prices the same, raised them just a little bit, because I told them they're now, you can pick what you want in your package. You get to proof. When we show up, we're not leaving the day. We're not forcing you to buy. And then when they complain about the sales tax, I'm like, it's illegal for me to keep it in there. But I didn't remove it from before. It's still in there. So technically I gain $5 for every order if they do order late, and I gain 6% sales tax because it's now collected through PhotoDay. So right there, there's my PhotoDay fee. And if they do get free shipping, like Brian said, my order averages went from $20 to usually $57. So I don't care. You know, like he said, you're getting more money per order. So I don't care about losing $4.
Well, with mine, the only way they get free shipping is through advance pay. So that guarantees me, at least I'm going to get some money out of that particular shoot before I ever, you know, produce any artwork. John, I actually do a ton of composite work, and that's one of the other questions he's asking. But, you know, I make so many different poses with that. I know it's the same template, but I'm giving mom 8 poses for one kid. She's going to, most cases I've had them buy 3 to 5 poses, and that just that extra pose is that, you know, adding more to the packages that they buy. So it's well worth the effort, you know, to have them do that. But, you know, that's the last time I offer free shipping. It's an option for them, and they all know it. It's up front. It's right there on my poster. It's right there on my flyer. I use the PhotoDay flyers as well. I use that the PhotoDay poster, and it's right on there, free shipping with advance pay. I mean, you know, I can't write it on their foreheads for them, but, you know, if they're not going to take advantage of it, you know, I can't force you to do it. So
I think the concern with free shipping too on the lower end packages is you guys can set a order minimum that the free shipping coupon has to, you know, that order has to meet a certain amount of money before they get free shipping.
My advance pay orders are free shipping only at $30. So that's where I kind of have my break even of, you know, I'm making money still, but I can still give you free shipping. Anything under that, and, you know, it's costing you money. So
we do $25 free shipping, but my packages start at $29. So 9 times out of 10, they're jumping straight up to the 29 no matter what.
Nice. Nice. What about you guys, Ken and Lauren? What offers or incentives you find work?
We've been doing like we talked to Haley originally. She gave us the idea of just doing like if you order within the first 2 days or 48 hours, basically you'll get free shipping. And we have not done advance pay yet, but I'm planning on doing it in August for the first time. So I'll probably get with you guys to kind of.
And if not, I'm gonna go back.
Love advance pay results.
I'm going back to my New Jersey ways, and I'm gonna just put a ski mask on. We're gonna put that on the front of the car. Some signs to shut up and buy. Nah, I'm playing. Don't worry about the tax and shipping.
But that's how we all feel. Just shut up and buy it already.
Yeah, you gotta
That's pretty much what an order form is.
Sometimes
That's
you gotta
the
look with scare
Shut up and
tactics.
buy. You know what you're buying, but I promise it'll be all right. You might like it. It might suck.
Yeah, I think the other thing to remember too with packages and then justifying the cost of PhotoDay and free shipping is that if you guys listen all along the way so far, you'll learn that everyone here is increasing that order minimum using multiple poses. So I can't say this enough, and Steph and I just did a Facebook Live in our users group on Friday about packages and like how to create your packages to kind of accommodate this new workflow to make sure you are increasing your average order value. Because on a paper form, you're selling like something that doesn't exist yet. You're selling this little box on the order form that has a picture of all this stuff in it, right? For this amount of money. And you're like, okay, get to the next level and get all this stuff for this little bit of money, but you're only gonna get one picture and one group picture, possibly one pose, one team photo, and in that little box on the order form with all that stuff. Well, in PhotoDay, especially when you're using advance pay, you're saying, okay, still the same thing. You're still buying pictures of your children, but you're gonna give us a little bit of money now, and you get to apply that towards your order and save later. And then we're going to text you and notify you, and we're taking more than one picture, possibly more than one expression, and you're going to get this whole variety of images, and then you can mix and match them in your packages and apply the savings on top of that because you gave me advance pay early. And people really like that flexibility more than anything else, because now they don't have this one picture printed in all different random sizes, like from mini wallets to whatever those are, to 5x7s and a magazine cover, 8x10 trading cards, same picture everywhere. Now you have like these packages that have, you know, a couple 5x7 popular sizes. Like, yeah, everyone still needs their memory mate. Always include a memory mate because mom's gonna want that year after year after year. But you still have the ability to add like maybe a couple 5x7s, a couple 3x5s, and then allow them to mix and match the poses within that package. So the packages are different than they were on paper forms. Would you guys say that? You've adjusted that a lot?
Yeah. So, well, the other thing I would add too is our $29 package. Just, I honestly don't know off the top of my head, guys. Don't shoot me because we got like 8 different price sheets. But it's like 1 8x10, quantity 1, 2 5x7s, quantity 2. But then when you get to our $49 package, it's 5x7 quantity 1, 5x7 quantity 1, 8x10 quantity 1, 8x10 quantity 1. That's 4 photos. So my $49 package is 100% customizable. They can pick every image in that package. Every image is its own line item. And people jump straight from 29 to 49 because they want to make that package however they want.
Yeah, we have a ton of parents that they'll buy both poses. I mean, every single time.
Yeah, most of the time they buy both poses.
Yeah.
All right.
And the great thing is the sales, like always like a Labor Day sale or like little text messages that we can do for like bonus sales, like 20% off your order, or it's after everything's kind of been out for a while, but it's a great way to get the extra money on holidays and stuff, and just to keep them remembering that they have pictures online and stuff.
Yeah, because we never really got second sales before when we had paper order farms. It was just one and done. Or even if people didn't order, they really never contacted us back. When we went to a league we done, they like, oh, I like how you just keep sending those texts out. Yep, you're right. We're gonna keep sending those texts out. You need that money.
Yeah, I think the text marketing too, for anyone that's familiar with online sales now, I think so important because, you know, when we're shopping on our phone, all kinds of things happen on that phone. Like, you know, oh my gosh, the waiter brought my food out and I need to take a picture of it really quick. Or somebody went live on Facebook and I click out of what I'm doing and go watch the live feed. Or I get a text message, another text message from my sister-in-law, or something happens that take them away from the shopping cart. And those text messages are designed to drive them back to the cart if they have not made a purchase yet, to keep them back in and buying. So, you know, we're constantly, we have the auto text feature to draw them back into the cart every single time. But for anyone that has a question about this, since we're right over the 18 minutes over so far, I wanted to
You want to hit that percentage question real quick?
Oh, I didn't see the question. You go ahead and read it for me.
So Michael asked what percentage people buy. And, you know, I think buy rates, honestly, are a huge misconception of calculating your success of the day. In the old way, it made sense because you handed an order form and you got one right back. So you're kind of twisting people's arm. Every job we have done on PhotoDay, and Lisa can testify to this because they've logged in. Lisa, what is it? Every job's made 23% or more than it did in years past.
Yeah, you know, it varies. It really does vary depending on what methods you used prior and what happens this year and the communication level that was put out there and whether you did advance pay or not. All those things are big factors of success. And, you know, we have a great resources, how to boost your buy rates on PhotoDay. If you're not familiar with selling online, especially not familiar with the PhotoDay system, we try to give every trial and error. We try to share through our Trailblazer series. We have plenty of resources on PhotoDay. We're all here to help each other, and our users group helps out a lot too. Because, you know, just the same thing with paper forms. If you guys, you know, get the paper forms, you can be so prepared, divide them all up and deliver them, but then nobody shows up or nobody passes out the forms. You have half the participation on PhotoDay because maybe nobody even knew about it, and maybe there's no games that day. Like, there can be things that go wrong, and that's still same PhotoDay is not a magic. It's magical, we like to say, but it's not magical. It's not going to fix those communication problems. It's just going to make it easier and give you more outlets to do that. And then once you do all of that, the participation is a lot higher. But the other thing we can't compare is number of orders to number of subjects, because you guys are taking more than one picture of every child. You're taking funny team shots, huddle team shots, the standard pose team shots. You got pick snub, green screen composite stuff mixed with traditional in there. So parents just have such a wide variety of things to choose from. And then they can order all those images and place one big whopping order for all 3 of their kids all at the same time. So like when we say, this gallery this studio said they photographed 200 subjects, there might have been 2,000 images in there. And then they might have gotten like maybe 60% of those have translated into an order. And they're like, well, my order rate's lower, but my sales are higher. Well, like you have to go in and look at every single order and see, okay, some of those orders had more kids on that order. So that's not necessarily like an apples to apples comparison with the PhotoDay way. So it's super hard to like compare the traditional, how we used to count participation and buy rates, because then you have all these, a lot of you guys will only photograph people who have handed you an order form, because you have to write the image number on that order form or whatever to do with it. And then there's some studios that photograph everyone, and they put the ones that didn't hand in an order form online later, and then you got to combine those two. So the numbers are just the point I'm trying to make is that everybody does things differently. So it's really hard to compare the apples to apples. But what we do want to stress is how much more free time you have using the PhotoDay method, the increase in AOV and the increase in sales, and the more you get familiar with the system, the more your customers are familiar with the system, the easier it gets.
Another thing I'd like to add to that real quick, Lisa, is the byproduct that I never realized, which I think these guys will testify to, is your customer service issues have disappeared. The only customer service issue I have is, hey, what's the code? Or me just emailing them the guide. I have had not a single order issue since I've switched to PhotoDay, and every job probably had 15 to 20 issues, like big jobs.
The best part.
I've had 2 order issues since switching to PhotoDay, and they were all client order issues where they literally typed something wrong.
Spelling their own kid's name wrong.
I spelled Timmy, T-A-M-M-I-E. What? No, you don't.
Yeah, that's what we had. We had one lady who spelled her own kid team name wrong. And then, it wasn't nothing. Call the lab, got that straight, got it sent right back. But it's not like the issues that we would have before.
Yeah, the leagues would give us the spelling wrong.
Yeah, when we get the data from the leagues, the spelling to be wrong, or the addresses to be wrong, and people never receive their pictures. But with this way, it's just like, man, we ain't got to worry about none of that. You go in there and you customize it.
The only issue I have is maybe it got folded and put in the mailbox. That's it. And then I just, hey, reprint this order, and out it goes. So, I mean, that to me, time saving that Lisa was just saying, the customer service aspect of it, and not having those order issues.
Not having to deal with some parents.
They don't like it.
If they don't like it, they don't have to buy it. You don't have to worry about them calling you, threatening. That's just the best thing. It's there.
I didn't like little Timmy's smile on that picture. I want a different one. Yeah, you picked the smile.
I don't like the smile phrases. What? Okay, well, why didn't you tell him not to smile?
Yeah, I could see his tongue through his teeth. It's like, really? Who's looking that close? We had one lady, we changed eye colors, and I'm like, man, not really. We don't do that. So this right here is just, and the thing, for those of you guys that's watching about this PhotoDay thing, it's sort of like, I talked to one of my friends that's in business school, and when we took this move, he, first thing he was talking about is, and Lauren talked about it a lot, you have to train your clients now, because in the years coming, the cell phones, that's where everybody is at right now. I'm constantly on the phone, the young generation, they're constantly on the phone, the parents, everybody's on the phone. So you got to meet your clients where they at. But don't become how could I say? My friend always tell me, don't become Blockbuster that didn't buy into Netflix and now look at Blockbuster. They don't even exist no more. And Netflix completely took over. People didn't think the way that they was doing DVD rentals and all that type stuff and streaming that they'd be around. But look at them now. So in New Jersey, we'd be like, scared money don't make money. So you can't be scared. You got to innovate and just continue to change and just be a trailblazer. Be in front of the pack. Don't be behind. When you behind, you're just a commodity. You're doing something that everybody else is doing, offering what everybody else is doing. So be a trendsetter, trailblazer, and let people follow you. And they like, oh man, they started that. SB started that. Brian started that. And then it's just like, you're known for it now. So
it is actually. I've had. Oh, are you the one that does that online order thing? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've got. How does that work? Yeah.
You know, my favorite is walking in the store and someone goes, "Oh, I forgot to order my photos," and I just grab my phone and I click the gallery because I've got them all on my app, and I'm like, "Is this Timmy? Did he play?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Boop. All right. Here's the packages. What would you like to order?" And then she'll just fill it out while I'm standing in Walmart, and then it just goes straight to the done. And it's like
one of the best things too that we didn't even talk about is the fact that you could just see your money as it's coming in. Like, no more waiting.
It comes in when you tell it to hit your bank account, not like weeks later. It comes in like today.
Next morning.
Yeah, it tells you the date, and then you see those big sales, and you just want to get happy dance. I don't know why I keep dancing today. Yeah, you get to see the money.
Like, if we have it open, anytime an order comes in, we need a cha-ching, cha-ching.
There's been many requests for all kinds of studio panel improvements for you guys. So just know that the team has heard them, and they are working on something amazing for 2.0. So there's your teaser. I really can't tell you anything else because Rainer will kill me. So, but thanks, guys. We're gonna wrap this up. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for your time, Kanan, Lauren, and Haley, and Brian, and Stephanie. I'm sad that she didn't get to do her last part. But yeah, thanks for joining us today. And we can always continue this chat. Everyone here is actually in the PhotoDay users group. So if you're not part of that group, come join us and you can ask questions there. And we can all jump in and answer. If you are shy and you have questions and you don't want anyone to see them, you can always hit us up in the support chat bubble, which is at support.photoday.io. And there's a little chat box, live chat. You can always ask us there too. And we will be happy to answer questions as we go. We have another webinar tomorrow, the Live Your Dream with Doug Owens. So stay tuned tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And this webinar was recorded. So if you missed part of it or had to step out, you will be able to replay it tomorrow. So I think that's when the live feed goes out, gets rendered and sends out to you guys tomorrow. So all right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for all your time today.
Anyone in the chat group that was looking for more information on composites, just hit me up with a direct message on Facebook. I'll help you out.
Oh, thanks, Brian. You're so helpful.
Yeah.
Awesome. He charges $200 an hour, and his Venmo is, you want to tell everyone your Venmo? No.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much. And Catherine, we can't wait to go international with PhotoDay either. So I share with you.
Trip over there and set her up. Like me and you, we'll just go over there and set her up.
Yeah,
all of us will go to Australia and set Catherine up. I'm totally game. Just tell me when.
Just tell John that's where we're taking the cruise.
Oh, yeah. Right. We have to go on our taco cruise, guys.
Taco and tequila cruise, baby.
Oh, after January.
Thanks, guys.